Hey everybody, it's Mr. Kmore and welcome to week 3. We are almost a month through your freshman year and we are still virtual. But that's okay, guys. Because you know what? You guys are doing a great job keeping up with everything and I appreciate all your hard work in this class. I'm going to show you guys how to break down some of those bigger problems since I didn't do such a good job explaining it the last time. And hopefully this tutorial might be able to get you guys on the right track. Last week went really well, but we could use a couple tightening of the screws to get this stuff. Again, it is really tough to learn this on your own, especially when we're not in person, but I admire that you continue to do so, and I'm so grateful for your parents to help you guys out along the way. I'm going to do some problems on the distributive property review sheet for this week. First, I'm going to start with number 1. Number 1 looks like this. Now I'm going to do 3 different formats. I'm going to do numbers on the left, numbers on the right, and numbers like variables that do not have numbers in front of them. The first format would be this. You'll have a problem that looks just like this. 8r plus 6 parentheses minus r plus 1. This is number 1 under the distributive property review worksheet for week 3 if you want to refer back to your work. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my problem and I'm going to draw my arrows. I'm always drawing my arrows from the number from the left closest to the parentheses. In this case, that's our 6. From 6, I'm going to draw an arrow to R and an arrow to 1, which is going to tell me I'm multiplying. Now, before I multiply, I mentioned a point in week 2 that I want you guys to remember something. Whenever you have a variable, which in this case is our R or a letter, and it doesn't have a number, make sure you put a 1 right here. There is a 1 there. The reason why I'm having you guys do this is because as we get through more steps in our Algebra 1 class, you'll get to notice different things like this. So it's very important that you remember to put a 1. Always put a 1 in that empty space. Now, I could distribute this, but a key tip that I should have explained earlier is that I should just bring this number down over here. So I'm going to bring it down right below where it originally was. The reason why I brought this down is because I can't combine 8r with any of these numbers yet until I do my multiplication. Now that I have 8r alone, I'm going to multiply 6 times negative 1r and 6 times 1. First, 6 times negative 1 is a negative 6r. My next arrow is 6 times 1. 6 times 1 is a positive 6. And that's how you work out these problems. Again, you want to bring down the number that isn't going to be able to be combined until you distribute. So in this case, here's our problem. Now, we do have 2 numbers that we could combine here, and that would be negative 8r and negative 6r, because they both have an r. So then what do I do with this 6? Well, I'm going to bring it down, plus 6. Okay? Since I'm not using it yet, I can even cross this out up top to bring it down. Minus 8 minus 6r is going further down the number line, which would give us negative 14r. Once I get my problem and I've brought my 6 down, I could look at this and I'm going to ask myself, can I combine negative 14r with 6? Your answer would be no, because 6 does not have a variable. 6 does not have an r. Here is my final answer. You did it, just like that. Here's that first format. The second one I'm going to do is number 2. Number 2 has a format. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to do number 2. just to practice that skill previously. Number 2 on my distributive property review is 8r minus 4 parentheses 7r minus 8. All right. So here we are with our bunch of jumbled numbers on the left. Let me move this up a little bit here. Right there. That should be good. Okay. The first thing I'm going to do is draw my arrows. From -4 to 7 and from -4 to -8. Okay. As I look down on it, I can tell I have an 8R over here that I still can't combine. Okay. Here's our loner. Let's drop them down to the next level. 8R. Now I could distribute. -4 times 7R is a -28R. -4 times a -8 is a +32. Two negatives will always equal a positive. And one thing that we had a lot of trouble with this last week was just our positive and negatives. Please use a calculator if you need to, but remember, two negatives will always equal a positive. So now as I look at my problem, I could combine two of these numbers, but I can't combine 32. So right now, I'm going to just bring it down here. Cross out right up top, and then I have this for my math. A positive 8r minus 28 is going further down the number line because I'm losing 28. My answer would be -20r. That was the math for this. I'll just do that. Okay. Now as I look at my final answer here, I can see that -20r cannot be combined with 32. I have to leave it alone, and this would be my final answer. All right. I'm going to show you one last one when our jumble of numbers are on the right. I'm going to look at number, let me have a look here, bingo. This one is a great one. I'm going to look at number 7, okay? Number 7. Let me make sure I'm centered here. Just give me 1 minute. All right. And I'll get focused in just a hot minute, guys. 1 second. 7. Okay, so the problem for number 7 is -5 parentheses 7k plus 6 minus 4k. Okay? I'm going to look at this problem. The first thing I'm going to do is draw my arrows. Come on, come back, come back, come back. You were working. This camera's really not the best, so I apologize. All right, we're back. First thing I'm going to do is draw my arrows. -5 to 7k and -5 to 6. This is what this looks like. Now, I have a straggler over here, a loner. I'm going to drop him down. -4k. Because I can't combine -4k with any of these guys yet. I'll even cross it out to ease the confusion. -5 times 7 is a -35k. Okay? -5 times a +6 would be a -30. Okay, now we have a problem here. Our formatting brings us across with this in the middle. Now that's okay, guys. You don't need to worry because we can combine -35k and -4k. We just got to bring them down. So I'm going to write it like this. -35k minus, because I want to keep the sign, 4k. Okay? So I'm going to cross those two out. I still have a negative 30 up here. I can't forget about that. Negative 35k minus 4 is going back further down the number line. So negative 35 minus 4 would be negative 39. Negative 39k. Now, since I found my k, I still need to bring my 30 down. Minus 30. Oh, look at that. We did it. Because if you look at our answer, and we included our negative 30, negative 39k minus 30 would be our final answer. Because I can't combine k with negative 30. This is our final answer. The best tip that I could give to you guys is follow my format of bringing it down. You don't have to cross it out. You don't have to move things around. But I highly recommend that when you're going about it, you're combining like terms like I did here. Include your own segment of combining like terms so that you can keep it organized. Combine like terms. Okay? That's what that is. I hope that this tutorial was a little bit helpful, and I hope that it will get you through the next step in our week 3 assignments. Until then, please, please, please send me videos of you doing it. Make sure you're submitting the work, not just the answers. I want to see you guys doing this on loose leaf. I want to see you guys doing the work, submit it, so that gives me a better idea of where I need to touch up on, what more I could do to help you guys, and to make sure that you understand it. Till then, please reach out if you need a hand. Thank you for all your hard work. Thank you to your parents for supporting you guys through these times. I hope to see you soon. Enjoy week 3, and I'll see you on week 4. Bye-bye.